With the new year, here comes the new episode of Water Polo World. In this edition, the World Cup tournament from Otopeni, Romania, a preview of the Euro Cup, and a chat with a Montenegrin legend. The World Cup Division 1 in Romania offered plenty of national team action, as the first tournament after the Olympic Games in Paris offered a first-hand look through the new water polo rules glasses. 11 national teams through 4 groups fought for 6 spots, which guaranteed entry to the super final of the competition, hosted by Montenegro, which is on the schedule in 3 months. The remaining 2 will be occupied by 2 teams advancing from the Division 2 tournament. Some of the teams brought their A-teams, while others have reached for a mixture of youth and experience within their squads, giving the opportunity to the youngsters who were shining on the water polo stages with the youth national teams last summer. 3 days, 10 group stage fixtures, 26.6 goals on average per game played, and the group winners were known. Hungary, Greece, USA, Japan and Croatia had the pole position, entering the quarter-finals directly, whilst Georgia, Montenegro and Spain entered the next phase with the extra crossover match. Hungary cruised past Georgia with 11 goals of a difference. Greece and Japan offered the highest goal-scoring affair of the quarter-finals. Montenegro secured their place among the best 4 teams with a win against USA. And Spain won by a goal of a difference once again against Croatia. Yep, again, just remember the final of last year's European Championship where the Spaniards took the European crown. But keep in mind, the teams did have quite a bit of a different look roster-wise. The penultimate day of the programme meant we split the story into 3 parts, the 2 semi-finals and the 5th to 8th place semi-final. Yet again, quite a big difference score-wise for most of the fixtures. Hungary continued their 100% record, adding Greece to the list of the defeated national teams, 2010, confirming they indeed don't have any issues switching to the new rules setup, armed with several young forces for this competition. On the other hand, another Group A member, Spain, secured their final spot with a win against the host of the super final tournament, Montenegro. It was 15-8. The clash between Georgia and Japan was the most uncertain one, epilogue-wise, when it comes to the classification from the 5th to 8th place. 1918 for Japan meant they went head-to-head with the winner of the USA-Croatia match. The Olympic runners-up left the USA with only 6 goals scored throughout the match, and 15 of them stored in the opponent's net. Let's not forget the classification round. Serbia won against Romania and France, meaning they took 9th place overall in the tournament. Romania won against France, meaning the host of the tournament got the penultimate place in the standings. While France finished the tournament without a single win in last place. Focus on the final day. The 5th place match was a one-way street. Croatia scored the most goals right against Japan, 28. Not only did the experienced players such as Konstantin Karkov, the Croatian top scorer of the tournament with 15 goals, show goal-scoring prowess, there were also the youngsters we got a chance to see in Burgas, such as Vlaho Pavlic, author of 9 goals scored in Bucharest, meaning he took the top scorer of the under-20 generation overall. 7th place belonged to Georgia, 17-12 against the Team USA. The Americans cut the deficit on 2 occasions at the 2nd and 3rd quarter to only 1 goal of a difference, but couldn't find a way to overturn it fully. The end of the 3rd quarter proved to be crucial, as the Georgians netted goal after goal, having 9 different goal scorers in total. And let's not forget about Georgi Gvetebs, who stopped the ball 10 times. USA's Bernardo Herceg picked up 1 less. Off to the podium places. First up, the 3rd place match against Greece and Montenegro. Goal after goal, 3-2 after 8 minutes, but the second one proved to be crucial. That's exactly when Greece gained the upper hand in the 2nd quarter of the match. 7 goals scored, only 1 answer by the Montenegrin players. Almost 9 minutes without a goal, and it was too hard to make up for what was lost. The advantage went all the way to +11. And it was pretty clear that the display from the Greek team was unmatched. The main attacking threats were Efstathios Kalogeropoulos and Stylianos Agriopoulos with 4 goals. The same as Dusan Matkovic on the other side, also with a 100% efficiency. The advantage kept growing until the last whistle with 17-10 on the scoreboard, meaning the Greek side got the last place on the podium. Hungary, 4-time winners of the World Cup, had a rematch of the Group A fixture, played on the first day of competition. Some of the youngsters were quite familiar with the water polo stage, as they won the Under-20 World Championship in 2023, such as David Tatrai, Zombor Vismeg and Akos Nagy. Spain, the reigning World Cup owner, as well as the reigning European champions, showed no mercy in the rematch. Especially Alvaro Granados, scoring 8 times, meaning he was almost as efficient as the whole Hungarian team combined. It really was a Granados show alongside Unai Aguirre, who ended the match with 16 saves. But let's not forget about Bernat Sanuja, who also brought his A-game, ending the tournament as the Spanish top scorer with 19 goals in total, 2 added in the final match. Since the start of the match, there was a clear domination from the Spanish side. 4 goals scored, only 1 conceded. And they continued building on the momentum. Add 4 more in the second period, with, yet again, only 1 conceded. 8-2 was the half-time advantage, and things were going according to the plan for the Spaniards. 30 seconds before the end of the penultimate quarter, it was 11-4. The last quarter produced a little more resistance from the Hungarians. Almost double the efficiency as the previous 24 minutes of the game, meaning we saw 5 more goals from Zvod Varga's side. But it was far away from doing any damage to their opponents. 15-9 for Spain meant the main step towards defending the title was made with the first ranking. Let's see, will the next one in Montenegro give them another trophy in their trophy cabinet? Just before the next challenge is the World Championship in Singapore this summer. The quarter-final pairs are Spain versus Germany, Montenegro versus Croatia, Greece and Japan, and Hungary versus the Netherlands. We'll see you in April. European Aquatics' second strongest competition is the first one to return after the new year. The Euro Cup 8 finals games are going to be played on the 25th of January and the return matches on the 6th of February. Teams coming from the Champions League with teams that were first and second in the group stage of the Euro Cup. Here is the preview of the incoming matches, with a little help from a couple of coaches participating in the competition. After the second place in the group behind the Hungarian BVSC, another difficult opponent is in front of Ortizia. Sabadell finished their fight in the Champions League in 3rd place, but leave the Champions League with a couple of nice wins away from their pool. This is not the first encounter of these two teams this year. They played mid-September, with the Catalans winning 17-11.
It will be one tough match between two very good teams, and usually Italian teams play very well in Italy. That will be maybe decisive game, first match in Italy, and Ortizia need to take some advantage of the first game.
Mladost was also trying to get in the Champions League. They didn't make it. Steaua, on the other hand, was very close to the quarter-final stage. They lost it in the last minute of the last group match against Steaua. Mladost brought another player in January. Former Croatian national team member Lovra Miloš is back in his first club. Very interesting match with both teams aiming to go through.
Yes, I think they are big favorites against Hanover. Brescia is, I have to tell you that they surprised me how good they played. The level of their performance this year is much higher than I expected, but at one point it's not surprise because I have big respect for Aleksander Ivovic as a coach and his ideas, and his teams are always playing very good water polo. And this season he proved that again. He changed a lot the team, and a lot of young players, but they just play on the very big levels with energy, with the movements, with the counter attack. Great goalkeeper, very good young goalkeeper. So I think at this point they are big favorites against Laspa.
Pa jeste, evo sa Barcelonom smo igrali rano u septembru na prvom turniru kvalifikacija za Ligu šampiona i tad sam vidio stvarno dobra ekipa i nama je taj meč odlučivao poslije pobjede protiv Juga za prolaz. Baš smo se pripremili za tu utakmicu i iskontrolisali, a vidjelo se da je ekipa koja ima potpuno glavu i rep i da su složeni i da su prije svega izuzetno fizički spremni. Tako da me nije zanadilo posle ovo što su zauzeli prvo mjesto u grupi. Vašaš, mislim, iskusniji od Barcelone za te utakmice. Imali su loše otvaranje sezone, kasnije su se digli i vezali neke pobjede kako u mađarskom prvenstvu. Prijete ovog revanša sa nama kad nisu došli kompletni. Kažem, znaju da igraju i sve nešto što bude. Ako bude egal utakmica, oni su u prednosti. Barcelona možda može napraviti razliku, pogotovo možda na domaćem terenu sa tim visokim ritmom i plivanjem, jer stvarno su, kažem, veoma dobro pripremljeni, tako da bi dao 50-50 šanse u tom dvomeču. Pa jeste, evo imamo protivnika iz regionalne lige sa kojim smo već igrali. Evo kako je Žrijeb namjestio, tako igramo 3 dana prije prve utakmice Eurokupa, igramo utakmicu sa njima u regionalnoj ligi na domaćem bazenu. Zatim prva utakmica Eurokupa na njihovom bazenu i revanš je u februaru mjesecu kod nas. Pa u ovom momentu mislim da smo barem blagi favoriti u tom dvomeču, ali svakako imali smo iskustvo sa njima u prvom dijelu gdje smo poraženi 1 razlike na njihovom bazenu u Šapcu. Znači da ekipa koja ima kvalitet i koja već jedan broj igrača dugo godina je na okupu i sigurno oni imaju želju isto kao i mi. Vjerujemo ono što mi imamo, ono što radimo i ako budemo blizu tog nekog našeg maksimuma da ćemo proći u četvrtfinale.
It will be a very difficult game for us because Radnički, at least on the paper, is a big favorite of this matchup. I know that they didn't perform on the level they could this season, but after the winter break and after they added one lefty, Vapenski, to the squad, I think that they will be much better than they were in the first half of the season. We played one game against them in Dubrovnik, and we were heavily outmatched during that game. I think it was a 7-goal difference for Radnički. So it will be a very difficult task for us to go through. I know that we will do everything that we can. We will not be, unfortunately, with the full rooster. Jokovic is still not with us, and I hope that he will be during the season. But we will definitely try to search every possible way to win that matchup.
BVSC was dominant in their Euro Cup group, losing only once against Ortizia. The team led by coach Varga will not have an easy job against Primorac, who was very close to winning twice on away games in the Champions League, only to lose after penalties in the end. This is the match with the largest difference in quality between the two teams. Pro Recco is the most decorated water polo team in the world and are in the Euro Cup only because they had financial difficulties that was drawing a change in the owner's structure. They are great favourites against Dinamo Tbilisi. That comes down from the Champions League, where they didn't manage to win a point in the group with Ferencvaros, Jadran Split and Radnički.
We play at home. First game, I expect one very organized team and in the good shape because they already played in Romania this tournament of national teams. They had many guys and the players from national team of Georgia with the same coach like in the club. But I think that we are a better team and I expect to win the first game in Italy. That will be more important.
Not a lot of players in modern water polo have a gravitas of our guest in this episode. In his club career, he has 5 Champions Leagues, 11 national championships and 10 cups. With the national team, he has a gold from the European Championship, silver from the World Championships. And when you add 4 Olympic Games with 3 fourth places, it's clear that this is a stellar career. We were off course in Herceg Novi, Montenegro to speak to Aleksander Ivovic, who has decided to finish his playing days in his native club, Jadran Herceg Novi.
Poslije 13 godina igranja vani, upravo rekao, eto, došao je moment da se vratim tamo dakle sve krenulo. Ono što se kaže da na pravi način zaokružim cijelu priču. Razmišljao sam se iskreno da vam kažem na kraju prošle sezone da li uopšte da nastavim da igram jer mi je bilo mnogo teško da se vratim od povrede koju sam imao tokom prošlogodišnje sezone. Ali ušao sam u neku rehabilitaciju, bio tokom ovih ljetnih mjeseci gdje je tijelo odreagovalo dosta dobro i kroz priču sa Vladimirom Gojkovićem i sa ljudima iz uprave kluba i predsjednikom kluba odlučili smo da uđem polako u taj trenažni proces i ako bude sve bilo kako treba da odradim sezonu. Tako je, za sada ide sve kako treba i mogu da kažem da sam srećan što ću karijeru da završim u klubu gdje sam i stasao i da kažem i afirmisao se kao igrač. Ajde da naglasim da sam imao sreće što sam u Jadranu tih godina imao i vrhunskog stručnjaka za trenera, pokojnog Petra Porobića i vrhunske igrače, tako da sam mogao da učim i od jednog i od drugih. Zaista bila dobra ekipa, onako neki spoj mladih igrača koji su već igrali u reprezentaciji. Tu je bio Predrag Jokić, Vanja Udovičić, Boris Loković, golman Šefik i par vrhunskih klupskih igrača. Tako da sam imao sreće da tu dosta stasavam brzo i pokupim fore od tih igrača. Neke primjenim, neke naravno nisam mogao jer opet svi od nas imamo neki svoj pečat i ono što se kaže zaštitni znak. Tako, ali dosta stvari sam uspio da iskoristim i da ubacim u neku svoju igru i kasnije, poslije par odličnih sezona u Jadranu, došao poziv Pro Reka gdje mi je nekako i bio san da idem tamo jer imali smo u tih nekih par sezona utakmice kroz grupne faze Liga šampiona s njima gdje mi je to onako bilo impozantno da gledam sve te igrače na jednom mjestu i mislim da je svakom igraču negdje na tom klubskom nivou najveća ambicija da igra za taj klub. Eto, imao sam sreće da mi se ta ambicija ostvarila. Nije bilo jako, iskreno da vam kažem, ni mentalno ni fizički. Jaka konkurencija, ali imao sam sreća, meni ti treninzi nikad nešto pretjerano teško ne padaju. Ali problem je što svakodnevno vi morate da budete na jednoj, da kažem, visokom nivou kvaliteta. Čak su ti treninzi nekad bili dosta teži nego utakmice, jer ta ekipa nema konkurentne utakmice svake sedmice ili svakodnevno. I onda kroz te treninge dosta trenera koji su tu bili su podizali tu tenziju, agresivnost da bi onda ekipa na kraju da kažem ajde, jer uvijek sve najzanimljivije utakmice stanu tih zadnjih 2 mjeseca, mjesec dana. A onda tih 8-9 mjeseci je, kao što si ti već rekao, najveća borba bila između nas. I to nije bilo uvijek lako izdržati. Ali znate kako, bilo je tu dosta i starih igrača od mene i onda kad meni dođe teško ili kad kažem ja što meni ovo treba, neću moći da izdržim, onda vidim nekog igrača, na primjer Benedeka ili Tempestija, ne znam nija, Madaraša ili nekog od svih njih i onda meni u glavi bude kako on može, ajde i ti nemoj da ustane. I onda sam igrač mora sebi motivaciju da nalazi. Tako da mi je to uspjevalo za rukom, nije bilo lako, ali opet kad dođete tamo imate veliku satisfakciju, neće da izgubite mjesto u takvom timu, jer znate da možda druga šansa se više neće ukazati. Tako da eto, mislim, to te nekako profiliše kasnije i ko osobu i ko igrača. Jako zanimljiva situacija. Pa eto, to je nekako, da kažem, ovoj generaciji s kojoj sam ja stasavao. Ja su bili malo stariji od mene, ali mogu da kažem da je to, ajde, moja generacija. Nekako ostaje žal, ja mislim, za tim. Ba najviše, da, London, ali opet na toj prvoj olimpijadi u Pekingu smo u polufinalu imali veliku šansu gdje smo, ja mislim, Mađare negdje do pola utakmice vodili 3 razlike i oni su nas kasnije tokom treće četvrtine jako lako krenuli sa par individualnih akcija, što je njima bilo, da kažem, toj ekipi onako užas specijalno. Žao mi je to što ti kažeš u Londonu opet jedna dobijena utakmica, mi smo izgubili u zadnjih 5,5 minuta. Mislim da smo dali sve od sebe i nekako sad kako sam stariji i iskusniji što se tiče i životnog iskustva, prije sam bio dosta onako više razočaran nego sad kako vrijeme prolazi, jer sam shvatio da možda je to tako trebalo da bude. I znate kako, neki igrač krene da analizira te situacije, kaže dao sam sve od sebe, trenirao sam, žrtvovao sam sve, kako je moguće, nisam došao do tog nekog uspjeha koje sam Šarko želio, a onda imate vi možda na drugoj strani nekoga koji je možda više dao od sebe i više se žrtvovao. To nikad ne znam. Ta najjača reprezentacija koja je bila prve 4 godine, 2008. do 2012. Je osvojila 2 medalje. Poslije, mi smo non stop bili u nekoj tranziciji. Uvijek su ispadala 2-3 igrača, 2-3 nova dolazila. Nismo imali puno vremena, da kažem, istu ekipu i onu okosnicu ekipe na okupu. Tako da, eto, igrali smo i 2-3 finale Evropskog prvenstva, osvojili jedno evropsko zlato, svjetsko srebro, 3 zlata sa svjetskih liga. Nastupi, da kažem, eto, s olimpijskih igara nisu krunisani medaljom, ali su bili upečatljivi nastupi. Uvijek smo dolazili u toj završnici, tako da je neka konstantna bila. I dosta dobrih igrača je tu bilo. Imali smo i tu nesreću da u tim momentima Srbija i Hrvatska, mislim, budu u zenitu i zaista da imaju vrhunske reprezentacije. I ta reprezentacija Srbije imala jedan niz nestvaran i mogu da kažem da su obilježili jednu epohu Water Pola. Od ovih, hajde da kažem, zadnjih 10 godina, mogu da kažem, Duško Pjetović je bio jako težak za čuvanje. Hrvatski centri su, mislim da je Hrvatska, da kažem, u kontinuitetu uvijek imala dva dobra centra, 2 vrhunska centra od Hinića i Smodlake. Poslije došao Nikša Dobut koji zaista i obilježio jedan period waterpola. I tako, hajde da kažem, tih par centara, a kad bi igrao recimo na lijevoj strani, srpski, da kažem, bombarderi nisu bili laki za čuvanje, ni Mandić, ni Filipović, tako da eto, tih nekih par igrača. Nisam još definisao svoju ulogu u klubu po završetku ove sezone. Kroz neke neformalne razgovore trebao bi da ostanem u klubu makar još godinu dana, pa da vidimo da li će to sve da funkcioniše na pravi način. Da kažem, hipotetički, ovo što sam pričao s njima, se spominjala ta neka uloga sportskog direktora te prve godine. Ali opet ne isključujem u nekim daljim godinama i da probam da se oprobam i kao trener. Mislim da imam dosta iskustva i znanja koje bi mogao da prenesem na nove generacije, tako da eto, vidjet ćemo. Sad bi, kako se bude bližila sezona kraju, kroz neke malo ozbiljnije razgovore sa ljudima iz kluba bi trebali da definišemo tu moju situaciju poslije, ali u svakom slučaju minimum godinu dana bi trebao da ostanemo uz ovaj sport po završetku ove sezone.
A final season for Ivović in the cap of Jadran, who will continue in the Euro Cup and Regional League, where he will lead his team in the battle for titles. One of the greats of modern water polo, a centre-back with a cannon in his right hand, who was a real pleasure to watch. We can only hope that great Leka will have the same success in his next roles, close to the pool of course. That is all for this episode of Water Polo World. We are back in 30 days with the best stories from the world of water polo.